up small, breathe me in and let me go. Filling the lungs inside you, and the blackened eyes make my way into your mind. Just to know what you knew, restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Let the darkness take control. Let the darkness take control. Darkness take control. May the darkness take control. Take me in small, breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor, the pain is over, feel the darkness take control.
Hey, bonjour, bonjour. Hop, augmenter un peu la musique. C'est pas trop mal comme ça. Voilà, on va mettre là-dessus. Tac, la scène. Le jeu. Cam. Ah. Donc je suis à Inazuma. Tout va bien, tout est ok. Ok. Ok, c'est bon, le son marche et tout. J'avais lancé le stream. Je l'ai cut aussitôt. Parce que j'avais un plugin qui marchait pas. Du coup, j'avais pas le son de Chrome. Ça voulait dire aussi que j'avais pas le son d'Onkai, tout ça. Enfin, de Genshin. Alors, du coup, j'ai dû cut et redémarrer le truc. Donc, je suis ici parce que bon, je farm un peu à Inazuma. Je fais n'importe quoi. J'ai passé l'île de Narukami à 100%. Et là je suis à Kanazuka. J'étais à 60 TD%, 62, 65, un truc comme ça. Peut-être un peu plus. Mais je fais de l'exploration. Et j'ai débloqué... Faut que j'aille à la forge pour le voir. Une nouvelle arme, craftable. Une épée à deux mains, donc un espadon, ça s'appelait. Mais j'ai pas été voir le bonus. Bon, puis avant bien d'entrer en Genshin. J'espère que pour vous les fêtes c'est bien passé. Enfin les fêtes. Noël pour l'instant. Bon sur YouTube ce sera les fêtes. Ce sera même mi-janvier. Peut-être même fin janvier. Bref. Non, c'était pas ça. Ah, c'est ça. Ah ouais, il ressemble à celui-là. Recharge d'énergie. Augmente les dégâts infligés à les compétences élémentaires de 6%. Mais il est pas mal du tout en vrai, je trouve. Lorsqu'une compétence élémentaire touche un ennemi, le personnage perd 3 points d'énergie élémentaire mais récupère 3 points d'énergie toutes les 2 secondes pendant 6 secondes. D'accord. Cet effet peut être déclenché une fois toutes les 10 secondes lorsque le personnage fait partie de l'équipe. Même lorsque le personnage fait partie de l'équipe mais n'est pas déployé. Ok. C'est pas mal. Donc là c'était ça qu'on a pour Ayaka. Et oui. Je veux faire aussi commencer l'événement à Fontaine parce que bah, actuellement je dois me rendre à Fontaine pour faire ça. Et bah si je me rends à Fontaine, je vais déclencher la quête. Ce que je voudrais éviter. Je vais chercher mon sucre. Voilà. Du coup, bah on va y aller. Rose et Mousquets. Il nous reste 12 jours. Ça doit être ok. Faire la quête d'événement. Donc il y a 3 actes ou 4 l'histoire. Et après il y a plein de mini-jeux. Donc comme d'hab on fera tout. Ah je voulais vous montrer mes primos aussi. Il me semble, je suis genre à 10 600. C'est un peu plus. Je suis pas trop loin des 11 000. Donc on commence à être bien pour Raiden. J'ai 19 ordres de la fatalité là. Que j'obtiens avec les sauts électro. J'ai fait 2 vœux sur la bannière standard, bon j'ai rien eu. J'ai fait des trucs rares là. Les bleus. Si je bouge, je déclenche la quête. J'ai pas vu que... Du coup c'est décoré. Ok. Ah ouais. J'ai un truc que j'ai vu aussi, qui est très pratique. Si je reste appuyé sur W, je peux choisir ce que je veux. Ok, je m'éloigne un peu. 10 800. Ok, j'en ai un peu plus. Donc 10 800. Boutique. Ça fait 67. 77, 77. 76. 76 vœux pour l'instant. Et là, ce sera reset. Du coup, je pourrais en racheter 5. Donc 76. Ça fait 81. 81 vœux. Et j'ai une pitié de 8. Donc ça me fait déjà au moins aller jusqu'aux 5 étoiles. Après, voir si je gagne le 50-50 ou pas. Puis après, je peux encore en acheter un peu là. Puis on va continuer le farming de toute façon. Allez, c'est parti pour la quête.
Seriously? But, Mr. Morris, I don't understand, sir. How could you only be telling me this now?
Xavier, c'est celui qu'on avait vu à Inazuma, qui nous avait aidé à Taramuna, là,
I'm afraid that there's nothing really I can do. I'm really facing a crisis. My hands are tied.
But what about my film?
Well, I'm afraid you have to come up with something on your own. Take it from me. Sometimes you just have to let things go.
Oh.
Hey, isn't that Xavier? So he's back.
Is that back in Fontaine?
Oh, why, if it isn't the dear traveler and Paimon. I really didn't expect to bump into you here at this time. Well, I was doing just fine until I received some terrible news just now. The investor I was working with for my upcoming film has fallen upon some hard times.
Can't you just find a different investor?
Unfortunately, that's not how it works. We had signed an agreement specific to the Fontanalia Film Festival, stipulating that I cannot work with any other investors until the festival is finished.
The Fontanalia Film Festival?
Oh, is this your first time participating in Fontaine's Fontanalia Film Fest? The Fontanalia Festival was established to commemorate the legendary Loch Knights, who went on a quest to search. The holiday is deeply connected to the founding of Fontaine, as well as its unique laws and trials.
But what's with that weird expression on your face? It's like you're trying really hard to remember something.
I was just trying to recall the exact description from the books, in order to avoid any unnecessary arguments over semantics. I usually try to recite.
Well, either way, Paimon thinks she gets it now. It's just like the Windbloom Festival in Mondstadt, and the Lantern Rite in Lilith.
Yes, those are festivals of a similar variety. Who doesn't like a good festival? And just like those of other nations, Fontaine will hold a plethora to commemorate the Loch
Channery devrait
Knights.
pop aussi
People
au
will
festival des
imitate
lanternes
them by putting on
en
special
bannière.
costume. But a few years
Bon,
ago,
ce qui va m'embêter, c'est que je
Lady
risque
Farina
de
started to
pas
find the
l'avoir.
whole idea a little drab, and so
Enfin, si je l'ai, ça
decided to
voudrait dire que
change
je
the
loupe
part
Raiden.
about pure.
Really doesn't surprise Paimon at all.
The whole thing seems more akin to a carnival now, and
J'ai vu
it's
quelqu'un
quite popular
d'intéressant.
among the kids. Every year, you can hear a bunch of them saying, "Trial or treat."
Oh, that sounds pretty fun. But how does that connect back to the...
Ah, yes,
Là.
it appears I've strayed off topic.
C'est chevreuse.
I just got too excited after seeing you. Let me get back to the point. The Fontanalia Film Festival is an event proposed by the Fontaine Film Association this year. Now that film technology has matured as a medium, it's the perfect. During this time, people may submit films to be evaluated, and the entry with the highest score will be given
The what award?
Le prix Furina.
the Farina Award. You know, after the Hydro
En l'honneur de
Archon,
l'archon.
they coined it while Lady Farina was still in power, but even though things have changed, no one has
Ah,
made
d'accord.
any. Perhaps everyone still thinks of it as a pretty appropriate name. Even though she isn't the Hydro Archon any longer, Lady Farina is still Fontaine's superstar. Anyone with eyes
Bien
can
qu'elle ne
see
soit
the way
plus
she
archon et trop,
shines on the
Dame Furina
stage.
est toujours la star de Fontaine. C'est la Barbara de Fontaine.
Alright, guess the name does work pretty well.
Oh, but who would have guessed there'd be an issue with the funding? How will I ever explain this to Miss Chiori? Not to say all the other actors who traveled all.
Chiori? Sounds familiar. Where have we heard that name before?
Yes, that's her. I asked her to oversee the event's art direction.
Oh, Paimon remembers now. Navia said that her clothes were designed by Chiori, and Kirara's outfit too.
How to describe her? Well, she tends to be pretty direct and can be very. Her remarkable designs have led many Fontanians to become very interested in Inazuma. Anyway, Chiori is acquainted with all the actors I've invited from Inazuma. Without her help, I don't think I would have been.
Who are the actors from Inazuma? Doing...
Why don't the two of you accompany me to the Aquabus station to welcome them? Judging from the time, the Aquabus should.
Qu'est-ce que... Oh, c'est stylé présenté comme ça. Ah, puis on a toutes disponibles. Génial. Ah mais non, c'est... Oui. C'est les mini-jeux. Moi je veux ça. Oh fuck, faut que je monte. Merde, comment je fais? Vas-y, je prends la statue. Des gens d'Inazuma qu'on connaît peut-être. Bon, on a vu la bande-annonce, on se doute qu'il y a Ayaka. Ouais, tout est débloqué. Ok, c'est cool. L'ascenseur fonctionne. Je prends un raccourci. Ah voilà Shiori. En vrai elle est stylée aussi elle. Par contre ses chaussures elles sont bizarres. J'aime bien les couleurs de cette tenue en vrai.
Miss Chiori?
Your talk with the investor sure went fast. The aquabus hasn't even arrived yet. Oh? And who?
Allow me to introduce you.
Pleased to meet you.
Géo. Géo mais de Fontaine. Non, non c'est Inazuma ça. Oh merde je sais pas.
Likewise, we've heard the owner of Chioriya Boutique is a skilled seamstress, so it's a real pleasure to finally meet you in person.
Moi j'ai jamais parlé à Kirara dans le jeu en vrai.
Why, thank you. I strove to create an outfit that matched her high social state. So tell me, what happened? I can tell the conversation didn't go quite as expected.
Ah, well, it's like
Je pense que ce sera un 4 étoiles.
I know, Chiori, you don't have to say it. You did remind me that this investor was a little
Je
bit
le vois bien genre manier
sketchy.
genre une épée à une main en vrai.
Yes, there's no doubt about that.
Quoi d'autre?
But how could I pass it
Parce
up?
qu'une épée à deux
And
mains je la vois pas
therein
trop.
lies the
Yes, but just put yourself in my shoes. After obtaining such an... The budgets that the others had proposed were nowhere near enough. It's difficult to find someone willing to front such a large amount of mora, so...
Don't be sad, Xavier. We might be able to help scrounge up some more to get.
Oh, thank you, Paimon. That means a lot to me.
We need to move on. What's happened has already...
What? You're saying that you have...
No, that's not what I mean. I'm simply saying I wouldn't get... The actors I recommended aren't just after Mora after all.
Really? Then where do you live? We Malazines live in Mercy Village. The only way to... Oh, you must be pretty tired after work every day, right? I mean, you're so thoughtful. But some Malazines choose to live in the court of Fontaine because it's so much more convenient.
This is our stop.
Oh, we've arrived. But I haven't even finished chatting with Abel yet.
I also enjoyed Aval's introductions to Fontaine along the way. Everything you described was so clear and detailed that we can't help but want to hear more.
Kayak avec sa tenue de Fontaine.
Thank you so much. I'm usually working here on this aqua bus, so I hope I'll have the chance to see you again. There are still many more places I'd like to introduce to you.
Elle est stylée de fou sa tenue de Fontaine en vrai.
Welcome to the court of Fontaine.
Chiori, you sure have changed a lot. This is the first time we've seen you since you left Inazuma.
I haven't realized it's been so long. I was in such a rush when I left that I didn't even get to say goodbye.
Thank you for extending the invitation, Mr. Xavier. I'm looking forward to a fruitful trip here in Fontaine.
It's an honor to have the head of the Kamisato clan visit us.
So they're who you meant when you said you had actors coming from...
Oh? It's the Traveler and Paimon.
Wow, what a coincidence! Ayaka and I were just talking about you on the way here. We just ran into Xavier earlier and came over with him.
But I'm not an actress. Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka are the real actors here. I'm just tagging along with Ayaka to have a good time together.
About that, I mean, how was I supposed to So I could only keep you in the back of my mind while I sought other actors.
I had been thinking about a surprise reunion with you during our trip here. But you still managed to surprise me first.
Oh, so you all know each other already. My, what a coincidence. What are the chances? Why don't we go to Hotel de Boer and catch up over a meal?
Huh?
Yes, of course, of course. I'll be sure to tell the boss to serve.
Very well. Then please, kindly...
buildings in Fontaine are so tall. Just look at— And there's the fountain that Abel mentioned earlier. It really is a magnificent sight.
And look at that huge spinning sphere. Where does it get its power?
Wait a sec! Could it be one of those clockwork mecha we were—
Hop. Ah, un truc que je crois que je ne vous ai pas montré. J'ai changé le build de Yilan. Je suis passé sur un blind destin brisé. Avec des plutôt bons trucs. Pour le sablier, PV pourcentage. Taux critique, recharge d'énergie, PV. Ici, bonus de dégâts hydro. Dégâts critiques, taux critique, recharge d'énergie. Ici, dégâts critiques, recharge d'énergie, PV pourcentage. Et j'ai eu pas mal de chance, il n'y a que ça et ça qui ont été up. Et puis ça en dernier. Ici, PV pourcentage, recharge d'énergie, taux critique. Taux critique, PV pourcentage. Attaque pourcentage aussi, mais... En vrai, celle-là pourrait être mieux. À base de... dégâts critiques, PV pourcentage, tout ça, mais... c'est déjà pas mal. J'ai 35 000 HP, 56 taux critiques, 130 dégâts critiques, 215 recharge d'énergie, bonus dégâts hydro. Et du coup j'ai changé l'arme, j'ai mis ça. Bon, il est niveau 50, j'ai pas... il manque des... ça. C'est demain pour farmer ça. Mais ouais. Et déjà là, elle fait plus de dégâts que le stuff d'avant. Le stuff d'avant, je crois que je faisais du 5000 sur le DX key. Là, c'est du 8000. Ma Furina qui lâche des gros 15k. Sans trop de problèmes. Donc ouais, ma team commence à être au petit. En vrai. Il me manque ma Ayaka avec un peu plus de dégâts critiques. Et je suis bien.
So this is what food from Fontaine is like. It sure is different from what we have in Inazuma. How should I describe?
Yes. When I first went to Inazuma, I actually thought the food there tasted a...
Let's get back to the purpose of this trip for a moment, shall we? How have preparations for the film been coming along?
Well, I've already assembled most of the film crew. A lighting specialist, a prop manager, and a costume designer. I've also bought the copyrights from the novel's author.
Oh, it's called The Two Musketeers, right? I read the script you sent me on the way here. The story is pretty good.
Originally, I was planning to start filming as soon as Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka arrived in Fontaine, but, I'm afraid...
Oh?
It has to do with the film's investor, Mr. Morris. He suddenly informed me this morning that he's...
It's said that Fontaine's legal system is well developed. If he has violated the contract, then can't you...
well, I'm still more concerned about filming. Even if I were to take him to court, I'm afraid it would take months.
Then, is there a way we could raise funds ourselves to solve the problem?
I've considered that option too, but unfortunately, it's difficult to gather such a large amount.
Mr. Xavier, if Ayaka and I were willing to perform for free, would that resolve the problem you are currently facing?
What? No, out of the question. To have you come all this way just to act for free? Oh, no.
There's no need to worry, Mr. Xavier. My brother and I had actually intended to work for free. Inazuma has only recently reopened its borders and needs to strengthen its relations and cultural ties with other nations. We didn't have many collaboration projects.
Indeed. You could say that's the real reason why the...
I understand, but having you two act for free...
Not at all. While we're officially here to conduct a cultural survey of sorts, we must express our sincerity if we want to establish this film will serve as proof of friendly cooperation and cultural exchange between Inazuma and Fontaine. If you still don't feel comfortable with this arrangement,
Ouais, ils sont là pour la
I would
politique.
also be more than happy to be introduced to some other renowned individuals in Fontaine's literary...
All right, I'll do as you say. Thank you so much. I'll make sure to cobble together enough more.
Come on now, no need to go that far. I'll also help you out as a brand sponsor.
Me too. Even though I didn't bring much more to spend on this trip, it's still better than nothing.
You are too kind, all of you.
J'ai 20 millions de morts. Ça devrait le faire.
Ew. Alright, enough about that. Now that we have Xavier's savings, my support, and 2 leads, so instead of Mora, you'll help with filming.
Oh, but how can we help?
Alright, pull yourself together,
All right. Let me think. We still need a camera operator, a clapper loader, and someone to I originally wanted to personally serve as director, but I've been too busy working as the producer. So the positions of director and...
Paimon knows what the director and the logistics support person do, but what's a clapper loader?
The clapper loader is responsible for using the clapper board to record and organize the information of each shot. When the camera operator begins...
A clapper board? Oh, you mean the thing they hold that goes clap whenever they start filming?
Yes, that's right. Our...
For sure! Paimon's always wanted to...
Alright, then you'll be our clapper loader. I can find someone
Responsable
from
du
the
clap.
store to help with logistics.
Oh, fine by me. As for our camera operator...
Oh, he's great when it comes to using the camera. Paimon can't even...
Yes, that's also what I was thinking. I noticed the Traveler had an eye for photography and composition when we worked together.
I'm sure that's due to the traveler's journey across Teyvat and all the places they've seen. After so many adventures...
What do you say, Traveler? Are you interested in the job? Thank you. It really means a lot to me. Come on, friend. Let me give you a big warm hug.
So, all that's left for us to find is a director and an assistant.
Oh, me. I want to be the director's assistant. All we need to do is help the director, right? I can handle that.
All right, then all we need is a director. Oh, all the well-known directors in Fontaine are probably also busy working.
Oh, Farina helped out a theater troupe recently by serving as an artistic consultant. She could be a good...
Do you really think Lady Farina would be...
Isn't that the name of Fontaine's Hydro Archon? My brother has already informed...
Yep, that's her. She helped out a theater troupe not too long ago.
Well,
I saw that musical. Her performance was perfect. And don't let her former identity intimidate you. She's the best candidate we can think of right now.
Fine. You're right, Shiori. I'll do anything. Then I'll have to ask the Traveler and Paimon to show me the way to Lady Farina's rest.
Do you need us to also come along?
No, there's no need to trouble you with this. Besides, you've just arrived in Just leave this task to me. It's part of my...
Very well. Then we'll be...
I'll go with you. By the way...
And don't worry, we won't simply drop you off at...
All right, then I'll start...
A gift for someone who is once seen as the Hydro Archon.
I recall that Lady Farina once fancied a clockwork ring. So perhaps I should get another
Huh? Can't we just bring some desserts, like the Fontanelia mousse?
But wouldn't that be a little too cheap? She does like the...
Isn't the Fontanelia festival happening right now? I heard Evil tell us on the Aquabus that Farina introduced the tradition of going door to door and asking for sweets. To do something like that, she must have a...
I agree with Yoimiya. If the gift is too fancy, it might actually make her feel...
Alright then, let's go buy some...
But will that really be enough? We'll be asking her to do a lot of work, you know.
You're right. We need to further...
Huh? You want something even sweeter than Fontanelia mousse?
Yes. We'll need a gift that's sweeter than any dessert.
Well, what could that be?
D'accord, du coup on a appris une nouvelle recette. 4 étoiles en plus, c'est pas mal. J'ai appris aussi tout à l'heure quelques recettes, enfin appris. J'ai fait les recettes pour les avoir en auto. Pour des trucs de défense et d'attaque. Je commence à un peu les utiliser. C'est pas mal du tout. Ça augmente assez bien mes dégâts. Ça rend forcément plus tranquille. D'ailleurs les trucs qui donnent plus de PV me donnent techniquement plus de dégâts et plus de buff. Donc ouais, c'est pas négligeable.
Okay, I'll go knock on the door.
Knock knock. À cette heure-ci, elle fait la grasse matinée.
Who are you?
Lady Farina, please allow me to...
Hello. Oh, is that the traveler in Paimon I see behind you? And
I'm Chiori.
ah, the one from Chioria Boutique. Hello, hello. So, what are you all doing here? Do you need something?
Did you just get up, Farina? It's already past noon, you know. Huh? Oh, Paimon means the weather is so nice in the afternoon and the sun is so warm. Just like how you make us feel. Sleeping in late is a really smart idea.
No. I was just up late last night reading some novels.
This is a small gift we've prepared.
No need to be so formal. I'm just a regular person like everyone else now. Is this Fontinalia mousse?
That's great! So, actually, there's some... Given your renowned passion and understanding of drama, I would like to ask that you serve as the...
Oh, but didn't you just say that?
Yes, but for this particular project, I'm mainly working as a producer. Besides...
Are the traveler and Paimon also
Yep, we sure are. Paimon's the clapper.
camera operator? That can be a pretty technical job, and the really affects the quality of them. No, I'm not questioning your abilities. It's just that I've never...
Maybe you can come up with a test for the traveler and see for yourself. If he can satisfy you with his camera skills, then...
You sure are getting better at rolling with the situation, Paimon. Oh, I do wish to see how... Alright, how about this? We'll work with what we have. Oh, very good. It's essential for the camera operator to understand the director's vision. I'll make my decision after. Are you ready? I have high standards, you know. Okay, grab the camera and I'll...
D'accord. Ok.
Oh, it appears that all the shots had a great composition, and I could really feel a connection to the characters and the...
Yeah! Does that mean you agree to...
Did you think I would agree just like that? After our performance of the Little Oceanet, in fact, I've already had several troops approach me for the Fontinalia Film Festival. Unfortunately, if others were to find out I agreed to work with you so easily, then...
Hey, but didn't we have a deal? What else do we need to...
well...
Huh?
You know, how much you're willing to pay me to be the director?
Well, I can offer you this much?
What? That's all? If Nervulette were to hear of this, he could charge you with underpaying your labor.
I'm sorry, but our crew is in a tight
I see. Well, even though it's highly unlikely now that I'll join your crew.
Our script is an...
Wait, you mean the suspense thriller novel that was a #1?
Oh, so Farina's...
Of course I read it. I've always had a keen... I see. It all makes sense now. You must...
Not really. The novel's author transferred the copyright to me practically for free once he heard that I wanted to make a film adaptation of the story.
He probably just wants to get his name out there. So, Mora isn't the most important thing to him right now. It reminds me of a delivery courier who wears one of my designs while traveling all across Teyvat.
So, are you a big fan of...
Well, it's alright. The pacing of the story is good, but the character relationship... Mr. Xavier, if, hypothetically speaking, I agree to be the director, how much freedom would...
Oh, as much freedom as you would need. I wouldn't dare doubt that.
Good. Then I'm free to alter the...
Absolutely, no problem.
Alright. It's...
So,
Yes, I agree. Although the pay is well below what someone of my caliber... I mustn't let a perfectly good story be ruined due to lack of funds.
oh, Hydro Archon above!
There's no more Hydro Archon, you know. And it's still a little early. There's a lot that goes into shooting a film. Although the trickiest tasks of And by the way, since we'll be filming The Two Musketeers...
Yes, I've thought about this as well. I was hoping that you might know something.
Me? If this was before, I could have simply... Navia can also use firearms, but unfortunately, her style is...
Could we ask the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol?
Oh, you mean the Special Patrol's Musketeers?
Yes, that's right. They work with muskets every day.
They would be under Nervulette's jurisdiction. Unfortunately, So, in the end...
No need to go to all that trouble. I know their Captain Chevres.
Oh, you do? Wait, Chiori, how do you know the captain of the special...
No particular reason. Running a business means dealing with some trouble from time to time, and she's helped me out on a few occasions. In return, I've helped her handle a few situations in which the Special Patrol couldn't get involved directly.
So you're saying there's been times when the Special Patrol needed a fashion designer to handle a
It'd be best to keep it that way. Anyway, enough about that.
She sounds professional enough. She is a captain after all.
But I imagine the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol must be busy with their duty.
Well, it just so happens that she's also not the kind of person that's just after Mora. As for whether she has time...
Then I'll leave that to you. Macaroni's on sale today, so I've got to go. You can just tell me how things went when we discuss tomorrow's plan later.
No problem.
Having Farina join feels like a big
Of course. Just wait until the day of our premiere. I'll be sure to ask some people I know.
Seems like you're finally getting more...
I didn't ask for the Clapper Loaders commentary. Then let's get going. By the way, I'm curious. If my pay is so low, then what about our two...
Actually, they told us that they see the trip as part of a cultural exchange. So they...
What? So is every person in Teyvat who doesn't want money gathered here to shoot this film? Don't tell me Chiori isn't being paid either.
I already knew Xavier from before. And he's also agreed to give my brand some good
It seems the gods have really smiled upon you, Xavier. And that certainly doesn't include me.
Alors. Putain, je vois des trucs passer, genre des builds et tout. Il y a des gens qui utilisent. qui utilise Furina en tant que healeuse. C'est... J'ai pas les mots. Tellement du gâchis de tout son potentiel quoi. C'est sûr, elle claque des heals énormes. Genre là je crois elle me fait des heals à 3005. Mais... 3002 je crois. Shinobu 3005, j'ai up sa compétence. Mais t'as pas les buffs, t'as pas les dégâts. Parce qu'en vrai, No Fake c'est un sub DPS mieux que Liliana. Je trouve. Le drain de PV est un peu chiant, mais bon. Elle est toujours lente.
She's over there. The one with an eye patch reading in front of the newsstand.
Oh, her! Paimon could tell there was something different about her. She seems kind of...
Please wait here for a moment. I'll go fetch her. She's working now, so you might...
Working? But isn't she just standing there?
Just trust me.
Oh, alright. Shiori sure is a mysterious person. She claims just to be a fashion designer, but she knows...
The court of Fontaine isn't particularly tolerant of visitors from overseas, so it isn't easy for a foreigner to promote their brand here. Even more so, even a local like me just trying to make a film has to face all kinds of challenges. So...
Reading on the job?
Detective novel.
One main character?
No. Multiple. Branching storylines.
I see. How's the plot coming along?
One of the main characters is about to make a choice that will affect the rest of his life. I'd wager he's going to make the wrong choice.
Any way to speed things up? There's something I need your help with.
You know that doesn't depend on me. It all comes down to what the character chooses.
Which is exactly why I'm here to help.
All right. It appears he made the wrong halt!
Huh?
D'accord.
What's going on?
Hand over whatever you're holding.
Oh, it's just a book.
Then I'm sure you wouldn't mind letting me have a look.
Excuse me, officer. I don't mind you standing around here, not purchasing anything, but I'd prefer if you didn't disturb my customers.
Don't give me that act. You won't be able to get off so easily either. I am Chevras, captain of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. I will say this one last time, and before you do anything unwise, let me remind you that I'll have you on the ground before you can even think about making—
all right. But please let me say something first. If there's any contraband in that book...
Why, you trying to leave me on the hook, huh? You were the one who's—
Save it for the interrogation room. Take them away, Letelier.
D'accord.
What's going on here? One second you're reading a book and then...
And who are... Oh! Aren't you the traveler who's been all over the papers recently? Chiori, I'm assuming what you wanted to ask me about has to do with them, right? Maybe I can let you in on what's happening then. Now that Vacher has been brought to justice, no new shipments of synth will be made and distributed to sellers. The Fontaine guards have been busy collecting the remaining synths still circulating on the mark. Thanks to a tip from our reliable source here, this should be the very last—
Oh, so you were pretending to read a book in order to catch the bad guy! Oh, Paimon almost forgot to introduce ourselves. Paimon?
Hey, I'm Chevras. You probably already heard me introduce myself, so I won't bother repeating it.
Yeah, why didn't you make a move as soon as you had the chance? Were you worried?
No, I wanted to see if the shopkeeper would turn himself in first. All he had to do was come up to me and say that he didn't know where the synth had come from. If he did that, then I wouldn't have had to press charges on him.
He had the whole day to turn the synth over to Chevras. But instead, the moment I came up and blocked Chevras' line of sight, he took the opportunity to sell it off.
Yep, he made the wrong choice, even though the right choice was right there in front of him.
But you knew they wouldn't make the right choice.
Yeah, I knew. I was just hoping I'd be wrong for once. Enough about that, though. What did you want to ask me about?
Oh, you see, it's like this.
The Two Musketeers. You certainly... So what do you need me to do? Just be the action choreographer for the actors?
Yes, that's right. I want to make sure we get all the details right. However, I'm afraid this work will require a bit of your time, since you'll have to be...
No need to say any more. I'll join.
Huh? Just like that?
Really? You're willing to help us?
Sure, it's no big deal. As I said, we've wrapped up our investigation here, so I don't... Besides, I personally really like this novel. I even have the collector's edition at home. Stories where justice prevails over evil.
Then we've got a deal?
Yes, I'll see you on set tomorrow.
Oh my! I can hardly believe it! I should tell Lady Farina
Calm down, Xavier. The film is going to take more than just a... Still, I should also head back now. And
Alright, guess that's it for...
Traveler, Paimon, please stay for a moment. I have something...
Then I'll take Xavier back. Poor thing. He's so excited that he can't even walk straight anymore. Yep, see you tomorrow.
Est-ce que Chevreau ça va nous dire? On va le séparer.
So what did you want to tell us, Chevres?
Have you read The Two Musketeers? The story is about a pair of children born into the household of a baron, and their struggle to survive together. They were raised at the baron's estate, where their mother worked as a maid. The two were illegitimate children that the baron had with the maid, so they were never treated well by anyone. One day, upon returning home, they found their mother had been murdered and left dead on the floor. It was quite evident that the culprits were the other members of the Baron's household, who never had any kind words. However, the Baron was able to exert his influence and keep the whole thing under wraps. The mother's death was eventually deemed as a suicide, and there was no change. Many years later, members of the Baron's family suddenly started turning up dead one after the other, all killed by gunshot. A rainbow rose was found on each of the victims' bodies, being the flower that the kid's mother liked best. The Baron believed that the mother's soul had come to take vengeance on him, so he lived in fear each day. But it was actually those two siblings who had fled all those years ago. They relied on each other to survive and trained day at... They used all of their abilities to collect evidence and clues before executing their plan and exacting revenge.
That's quite an exhilarating story.
Yep, the Baron got what he deserved for his evil deeds, and justice was able to prevail. It was just the kind of story I enjoy.
Oh, so is that why you were so willing to join our...
You could say it was one of...
Oh, you mean...
I've read the reports about you. Whether it was at the trials or when you've shown that you've got a strong sense of justice, as well as a great mind for deductions. Yes, you're as sharp as I expected. It seems you've experienced many similar situations before. There's been a recent murder case involving muskets. The perpetrator's methods appear to be very similar to what is described in...
Huh? Really? But Paimon didn't...
The Marechaussee Phantom hasn't yet released any information to the public, because the investigation is currently at a standstill.
A murder involving firearms? But not that many people use those in Fontaine, right?
Impossible. We perform a routine inspection of our firearms and ammo reserves every day. If one of the weapons had been fired, it would stick out like a sore thumb. Besides, I trust... However... Well, that's all I can disclose about the case today.
Huh? What do you mean?
I hope you all can go back and get some shut-eye. You can decide tomorrow whether or not you'd like to join the investigation with me. I'm aware this might not be the ideal time to add more to your plate, but the more capable people we have, the better the... Carrying out investigations isn't actually supposed to be our responsibility. Our job is to apprehend the perpetrators. I don't want people to see muskets in a negative way, and also, I'm concerned about the similarity between the crime.
You mean, they might be...
I suspect so. Just to make myself clear, this is not an order, nor is it... If you two have any interest in the case after we finish filming tomorrow, and are...
What do you think, Traveler? Yeah, you're right.
You'd better head back and get some rest. It's good to keep a calm mind, otherwise, when the moment comes...
Ok, on a fini l'acte 1, qui a duré à peu près 40 minutes, on va dire. Peut-être même 45. Ah, on a bien dormi. Allez. Ah, bon, on n'est pas loin.
Dreamt of making the film last night. If Paimon remembers right, we're meeting at Hotel de Boer. Let's get going. Ayaka, you're already here.
Good morning. Xavier said yesterday afternoon went well.
Yeah, and how about you, Ayaka? What were you up?
After we split up, Ayato went to see Udex Nervillette at the Palais Marmonia. I was originally thinking of going with him, but he said he could manage it himself. He told me to go, so I rode the aqua bus with Yoimiya and visited the opera house on Aranias Island.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe what we saw there. 2 mechanical puppets that were dancing together. You've already seen them, right? Yeah, those two.
We sat and watched for quite a while. It was mesmerizing. Like,
oh, it was the same for us the first time we saw them too.
Afterwards, we went swimming at the beach. Well, diving to be exact. It was the first time I ever breathed underwater. I held Ayaka's hand and we counted down together. 3, 2, 1, and then splash! We were
Flash. J'ai l'impression d'avoir un truc coincé entre mon doigt et mon ongle. Ça me perturbe.
At first, I didn't dare to open my mouth. But once I couldn't hold my breath any longer, I decided to take a big breath in. Turns out, the water wasn't as salty as I imagined. It didn't really take before I knew it. I was breathing like normal down there. It was an amazing feeling. Ayaka said I was too nervous and needed to loosen my grip. She got used to everything way faster than I did.
I knew that the Traveler could do it, so I had no doubt we could do it too. That helped me feel at ease as soon as we dove in. The underwater world in Fontaine truly is beautiful. I love seeing the Romaritime flowers blossoming underwater.
Yeah, and there were so many creatures that we've never seen in Inazuma. Like those fish that shimmer like a sword blade. Whoosh! Oh, and those big fish that call when they see people.
Oh, you mean Hunter's Rays and Blubber Beasts.
I just love the name Blubber Beast.
Les
Just wait till
boudiniques.
Pops and the others hear about this. They probably won't believe a word I say.
Elle n'empêche Yoimiya, elle a voyagé, elle. Alors d'Inazuma, elle a été à Sumeru, maintenant elle est à Fontaine.
Yoimiya was down there for quite a while. It was dark before we finally rode the aqua bus back to the city. I figured she'd want to sleep in today.
Yeah, even I was worried that I wouldn't be able to get up. I still thought as soon as I woke up today, I remembered that we'd all be shooting.
Speaking of the film,
My brother and Xavier were speaking to the restaurant owner about using the place as a filming location. As for the others,
We're here. Please excuse my tardiness. I just finished the Special Patrol's 6-mile morning jog.
Oui, oui.
wait, 6 months?
I'm so tired. I heard you all chatting, so I decided to come down. I sure could use some of that.
Good morning, everyone.
Boarding. Can someone fetch me a cup of coffee?
Sure, I'd be happy.
No, you can't go anywhere. Please, have a seat over here so I can get started on your makeup. The last thing I want is coffee stains on my
I can get the coffee. It's the perfect job for an assistant.
So much energy. Seriously, what's her secret?
Oh, Yoimiya's always like that. But you sure look exhausted, Farina. It's because you're not used to waking up so...
Of course not. I spent the whole night reading the novel from cover to cover.
Wow. Paimon didn't expect you to be so thorough.
Well, I was the biggest star in all of Fontaine after all. It takes more than just a print. I went all out when I was acting as an Archon, so why wouldn't I do the same for my own life?
Here's your copy, Director Farina.
Oh, thank you. The sound of being called director, and the
It seems everyone has managed to arrive on time.
We've reached an agreement with the restaurant owner. We are free to use the second floor to shoot.
Really? That's great!
He is really looking forward to our film, and hopes that providing his rep.
Well then, Mr. Xavier, I'll leave.
Okay, thanks. First, I'd like to introduce our new... This is our prop manager, Veronique. She'll be in charge of... And this is Bono, our lighting technician.
Wow. Sure feels like we have some real...
First of all, please allow me to first express my sincerest gratitude to everyone in the crew. When my investor informed me yesterday that he wouldn't be able to provide the funds, I really thought that this was the... I had no idea that I'd find so many people willing to help me on...
No need to be so cordial, Mr. Xavier. We're all honored.
Your works made a profound impression on me when I saw them back in Inazuma. I am sure that someday, this film will be remembered as a prime example of...
Yes, the story is the reason
Allez, prendre
I
son café.
agreed to join. I can't bear to even imagine what this film would look like with...
Anyway, I would like to make a promise to everyone that as the producer of this film, this is not just my film. It also embodies the thoughts and feelings of every... So, without further ado, the Two Musketeers... You may take it from here, Director Farina.
All right, listen up, everyone. The first scene takes place when the two young musketeers are living at the Baron's home, still unaware of all that is about to happen to them. We'll need props and lighting to set the scene. Our lead actor...
Whoa. Seems Farina's...
Is everyone clear? I don't want anyone... All right, cameras will start rolling as soon as the set is ready. Let's make a film that'll make some serious waves and... not the kind of wave...
Seems like she's still a... Anyway, let's go see if there's anything we can do to help.
Oui, parce que les rats de marée, on se souvient, bon. C'est pas trop ça.
Ayaka has mentioned you to me before. She said that you two were...
No talking. I'm thinking about how to do your eyeshadow.
Ah, yes. To help me really...
To achieve a more young and naive look for this scene.
Are you saying the wrinkles around my eyes are too deep?
You just have too much of a calculating.
You sure don't mince your words.
Quiet.
On a besoin d'aide.
How about here?
A little more to the left.
You got it.
Hey, Yonia, do you need a hand?
No, I'm fine. You know, doing the lighting is kind of like designing a fireworks show. It's interesting to imagine what kind of atmosphere. I heard that the Traveler will be operating the camera and Paimon will be the clapper loader.
Really? Is that because it'll be easy for Paimon to hold clapperboard while flying?
Oh, sure, there's that. But that's not exact. I just think that after all your journeys together, you two must have developed a super close bond. And just now... Oh, I see.
Yonia, we need lights over there too.
Oh, on it! I've got to get back to work. Chat with you later.
Seems like Yonia's really getting into it. But she was right. We do have a super close...
So, this is a real musket?
No, it's just a prop weapon.
Not bad. Have you seen a real musket before?
Only in books and newspapers. I made this one based on the relative shape and proportions I saw in reference image. When we're filming, some special gunpowder will be applied around the muzzle, which will help create the flash and smoke.
Which means it'll be up to the actors to portray the recoil.
That's right. The sound effects for—
Thank you, Veronique. I think I know where to start now. However, the musket's gears and firing pin could still use some work. Adding some wear on the metallic components will make them appear more realistic. Also, be sure to rub the muskets with some oil each time before we start shooting. That'll give the impression that the firearms have been well maintained.
Good point.
You seem to know a lot, Miss Chevres. I assume you use these types of firearms on a
Yes, I perform routine maintenance on my weapons every day. Just like we as people need to eat and sleep, muskets need to be cleaned and maintained.
I also perform similar care for my sword every day, and familiarize myself with its shape and weight, to the point where it feels like a natural extension of my body.
Yes, this way, our weapons will never betray us in the heat of battle.
Yes, well said.
Oh, sounds like they found a common ink.
Though these props differ from the muskets I use, I can still give you some pointers.
Good. I look forward to your
First and foremost, never point the weapon at anyone, regardless of whether it's a real or prop weapon or whether you're holding it or it's on the table. This holds for any time when you're not actively engaging an enemy.
Okay, understood.
When aiming the musket, extend your arm so that it's level with your shoulder, and use your eye to look down the weapon's sights.
Like this?
Not bad. Now, try saying your lines.
This is the end of the road for you.
Good. Now turn your body a little. That way, you'll give your enemy less of a target to work with. This is the end of the road for you.
Huh. Excuse me, Miss Chiori. Director Farina, there's something I wish to discuss with you.
Oh? What is it?
Like this?
Yes, much better.
What do you think?
I do see.
I believe it would be most fitting.
Well, if you insist. Miss Ayaka! Miss Shep.
Huh? What's going on? Are we gonna—
Let's go see.
What is it?
I have a question for you, Miss Chevres.
What?
To clarify, I would like to turn over my role to Miss Chevres.
But brother...
Don't worry, Ayaka. I actually view this as a good thing. I was becoming troubled trying to set aside some time to speak to the staff at the Palais Mermonia. I would like to have some conversations about the cultural exchange between our two countries, and I've heard that the bureaucratic process here can get... Now, I will be able to focus on my work. Besides, you also know that I'm not really one for public performance.
From a director's point of view, I also felt like the relationship between the two musketeers in the original story could be... The older brother in the story plays the lead role with his overbearing character. But this causes his character to overshadow that of his sister. But if we were to change the siblings to two sisters of a similar age... Also, I've seen you instructing Ayaka. That cold and dignified personality is exactly what we need for the old...
Of course, even with all these insights, the decision should still...
Chevres mentioned that she really likes the story, right? I'm a bit...
All right, I'll take...
Good. It's decided then. We'll also need to make some immediate adjustments to the I have a feeling that our
You're doing a great favor for me, Miss Chevres.
Don't mention it. I like this character, so if anything, I should be the one
Well, since my brother is the one who brought up, let's go, Miss Chevres.
Please, just call me Chevres.
Ok.
Seems like
Donc
you're really
Ayato se
going out of
retire.
your way to solve the problem I was having with your makeup.
Surely you jest, Chiori. I assure you that I was mostly motivated by...
Oh, come on. You really think I'd buy that? According to what I've heard from Ayaka, her brother is someone who can juggle 10 different matters.
Perhaps. Ayaka always said she wanted to go out, but I feel that she needs not only to see other nations, but also to make some different kinds of friends. I think it would be harder for her to make new connections with me constantly by her side. I would...
All right, go on. Spoil her some more.
Ayato! It's too bad you're stepping down from the role. Paimon really wanted to see you act as a musketeer.
No need to poke fun at me. I'd wager that you also felt that I wasn't the best.
It's a little hard for Paimon to imagine you saying this.
Yes, I've made an appointment to meet some people from the Palais Mermonia. Now, I will have some more time to prepare.
Traveler, get the camera ready. Paimon, get the clapperboard. Actor.
Go on now.
Yep, don't worry.
Thank you.
All right. Now that we're all here, let me help set the scene for everyone. The first scene takes place when our two main characters are still living at the Baron's estate. Chevres will be playing the role of the older sister, Tulip, and Ayaka will be the younger sister, Iris. Be sure to get close. Silence on the set!
Tulip et Iris.
Lights, camera, action!
Let's go!
Tulip, Mother's been out for quite a while now.
Perhaps she went to pick some flowers on the way home. You know how she loves
Iris, Tulip, I'm home!
Mother! You were out for so long, we were beginning to worry about you.
I'm sorry,
Pas t'es comme-
but I'm back now, safe and sound. Here. Mother, what are those bruises on your hand? Huh? What bruises? Oh, but I didn't notice them this morning.
Then perhaps they're from when I... By the way, did you have fun playing at home? What's the matter, Iris?
Well, we've realized that...
They even took Iris's doll and spat at us.
And they even called us names. They said we were...
Shh. It's all right. Don't worry. Girls, listen to me. It doesn't matter what anyone says. Don't listen to them. No one can define you with such words. You both have wonderful lives ahead of you. Just like maybe your time to blossom hasn't quite come yet. Don't let the soil you're in now ruin your future beauty.
And cut! Not bad. The actor's emotions were all... Also, if our clapper loader could...
Oh,
Great. I was a little worried.
I felt fine. The lines weren't too difficult at all. Seems like Farina must have adapted the role nicely.
You two were great. I couldn't tell it was your first time.
Thank you for your encouragement.
Positions, everyone! We'll move on to the next scene after we... This scene is when our two characters return home, only to discover their mother has been murdered. Ready? Lights! Camera! Action!
Mother, we're back. Mother? What's wrong, Tulip?
Iris, stay away!
Huh? Why? What's... Mother! Mother... She's...
There's poison in this cup.
Huh? I could have sworn I've seen this kind of cup before.
Those aristocrats. They didn't even try to cover up their actions. Iris, we need to leave this place.
Leave? But now that Mother is gone...
Anywhere. All I know is that we can't...
But...
We'll have our revenge, I promise you. Just not right now. Come on, let's go.
No, wait. We can't just leave Mother here like this. At least let me leave this rose with her. That's why we went out in the first place.
to buy her this flower.
All right. Goodbye, Mother. Will it?
And cut!
Beautiful! Great oh my, you're so amazing, Ayaka!
I was surprised too. Thank you for the kind compliments. Actually, as soon as director Farina said it's quite similar to practicing the art of the sword. You clear your mind.
Ayaka's performance was amazing. Have I discovered? Pipe down, everyone! We need to move on to the next.
On se rend très à cœur, hein, Farina.
Traveler, is your arm sore from holding the camera all day?
Good work, you two.
You too, Chevres. You were quite the actress today.
I've read this novel many times before. I have a good grasp. Anyway, do you
Oh, right! We were having you have a case where the murders seem
In the story, the main characters grow up to become two musketeers, always using their guns, and on each of the victims, they place a rainbow rose as a signal that they've returned. Yes, that's correct. We found rainbow roses just like—
Oh, that especially after seeing the script today. What do you think, Traveler? You're smart. Paimon wants to hear your thoughts.
Good. On behalf of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol, there's no time to lose. We should start investigating.
Huh? Right now?
The most valuable intel always comes after nightfall. They are like— That's how one of my favorite books—
So, where are we going right now?
Let's start by checking out some workshops that sell mechanical components. If the culprit is making their own weapons, it's very likely that they'll visit those sort of places.
L'atelier lait chaud. D'accord, c'est juste pour accéder à la quête. Il y a combien? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actes. On en a fait qu'un. Je pense qu'on doit quand même faire la fin du deuxième. Enfin, quoique. Peut-être pas.
Welcome to Le Show's Clockwork Works.
Hello. I'd like to know if anyone has purchased some special
Special components? Sorry.
I mean the kind of components that aren't typically used for clockwork toys, but for firearms.
Huh? For firearms?
Don't misunderstand. I'm not here to cause any trouble. We are merely investigating—
Well, to be completely honest, I'm not even sure what kind of components that would entail.
Has anyone ever purchased components here as an individual?
We have a lot of customers who buy toys, but those who buy components are all regular customers who buy in bulk on behalf—
Is that so?
You're welcome. It's the least.
C'est qui elle? Nolette. Ok.
Oh, hey, Chevres. Run out of oil for your musket?
Hello, Estelle. I want to know if anyone has come to your shop recently.
Oh, is this another case? I don't think so. Some people have requested that I make some prop guns for the Fontaine Film Festival, but I refused all of those requests.
Oh? Why's that?
Because there's no profit! I only make things here that can do some real heavy lifting. I don't have the energy to make some new—
Then has anybody come specifically looking for mechanic?
Well, I usually sell off my scrap to the Fleuve Centre. I don't typically give them to one specific person.
I understand.
Don't mention it. Always happy to—
Seems like we haven't found any leak.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Huh? Are you sure? People might not be—
You think so, huh? Then—
Huh?
That I grew up in Fleuve Cendre.
D'accord. Pourquoi ils ont marqué Aurel avec un E si c'est un garçon? Parce que c'est une fille. Qui sommes-nous pour juger?
Hello, I'd like to ask some questions.
I don't know anything.
Don't worry, I'm not here to arrest anybody.
You say that now.
It's the truth. Here, take this.
Wait, did Paimon just see what she thinks she saw? Is the captain of the special patrol bribing a sip?
Seems you're different from the other guy. What do you want to know?
Have you heard anything related to Mousquets in Fleuve Cendre lately? Anything at all?
Muskets, huh? All I know is that about 2 weeks ago, we started hearing some loud noises at night.
Were they gunshots?
Possibly. It's hard to someone's house collapsing, a pipe exploding somewhere. It's all this.
Do you know where the noises were coming from?
I don't remember.
Is it that you don't remember, or that you need to...
You tell me.
Then please.
She's giving her even more.
The noises came from the end of the Southern Waterway. I came out and had a look for myself, and I wasn't sleeping well. That's all I know.
All right, I'll take your...
Thanks for the pot de feu.
No need to be surprised. I grew up here, remember? I know how to get people around here to talk. My apologies, though I do have some other tempting snacks in my custody. Fries, fried chicken, but taking care of junk food is my responsibility. You're better off sticking to your normal, nutritious diet. Now then, let's keep going.
Ok. D'accord. La tortue ne veut rien me dire.
It's been a while, Tetro.
Please, just get on with your request.
I want to know if you've heard anybody talking about...
Information isn't free, you know.
I've heard that bandits have been extremely active in the countryside recently, and they've been affecting the delivery of goods to Poisson. I can allocate some more manpower to help out with that problem.
You're still... One of our men got drunk at dinner about a month ago and lost his gun. 3 days later, it turned up in the corner here.
What's weird about that? He just forgot where he put it, right?
This is Fleuve Cendre, my friend. Anything of value left in the tavern won't ever make it to the next day. But that gun turned out to be an exception. It didn't get any new wear and tear on it, and didn't even appear to have been fired.
I suspect it came back because the weapon was already known to the guards.
You mean, a criminal was afraid the Marechaussee Phantom would use the shot marks to track them down? Maybe. But if that's the case, the culprit really took great care to avoid...
I didn't say anything about a criminal.
In Fleuve Cendre, knowing who was killed is as easy as knowing what clothes you're wearing today. It's the guy living in the east side, isn't it? I've never liked him. Every time he's here, he just orders a drink.
So, who was the one who...
Don't bother. Even if you ask, he wouldn't admit to owning a gun to some strangers.
He's right.
I know you grew up here, Chevres. Even though you're on good terms with the Spina, you've still been gone too long. Not many people know you here now, and a lot of people don't like the Special Patrol.
I know.
So take my advice and don't show your face too much around here. It's for your own...
I'll come and go as I please, and I'm afraid I'll be appearing more often due to my work.
All right. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Bizarre. Il est louche.
What's all this? Some broken...
Yes, but have a closer look. Even though somebody has purposefully tried to clean them up. These are obviously marks from In other words, someone was here trying to improve their shop.
Could it have been...
Your guess is as good as mine. Although many people at Fleuve Cendres own guns, few hide the fact anyway.
C'est vrai que pourquoi elle demande pas à Navia d'enquêter? Navia elle connaît bien le coin, les gens l'apprécient.
Seems like that's all we'll be able to uncover for today.
Paimon feels like we managed to learn...
Yes. Assuming that a month ago, our suspect found a gun and took it home to disassemble it. Once he'd figured out its mechanics, he brought it back. In the following weeks, he used some parts to create his own makeshift musket and took it to the... Then, a few days ago, he found his target and carried out the murder. Once the deed was done,
That all makes...
the deceased was a resident of Fleuve Cendres. It said that he was a poor, solitary man. Yeah, that's also something. If we are indeed following the novel, and there's a story behind the murder, then this murder should be an act of vengeance. He was no saint, but no one's heard of a rival who hated him enough to shoot him dead. What message is the killer trying to convey? And to whom exactly? We've thoroughly investigated that possibility. He claims to have spent the whole day at the Opera House on the day of the murder, and the staff there have confirmed his account.
Okay, so he had...
Not only that, he lacks a credible motive. He has a family of his own, and both of his parents are still alive. I've looked into his records. He was adopted at the age of 6, and all the proper procedures were followed. There are also records of him. In the story, the mother of the 2 musketeers was murdered after the children turned 10. Of course, he could have changed the children's ages, but I don't want to assume anything without evidence. More importantly, I've also had a chat with him in person.
Then, what should we do now?
Investigations take time. I didn't expect us to catch the culprit in just a single day. How about this? Let's spend the next few days filming with the crew. We can continue the investigation.
Wait, but weren't you saying Intel is like small, remote islands in the middle of the sea just a moment ago?
Ah, but the book had more than one reference to the islands, Paimon.
Oh? What else did it say then?
As long as you spend enough time sailing through the fog, you'll eventually come...
Ok, l'acte 2 était un peu plus rapide. Une demi-heure. La balle a disparu.
It's filming time again!
Oh, je suis sûr, faut encore que je passe là.
Anyway, let's head out and meet up with the others.
Oh, putain, l'ascenseur de merde, il est jamais là. Oh, c'est même pas ici. Ah. C'est beau quand même. Hein. Île solitaire se profilant dans le brouillard.
Good work, everyone! we're looking to wrap with our two main ladies today. I can already smell a—
What do you mean, looking to rap? Oh, aren't you the ex—
This upcoming scene is the two musketeers' final confrontation with the Baron. Anyway, get ready. Lights, camera!
The view is beautiful tonight. It reminds me of that fateful night 10 years ago. And now that I've said it, I can even make out the fate—
Enough, villain! It's time that you pay for the death of our—
My dear Iris, have you forgotten your manners? How can you speak like this to your—
I'd sooner swallow all of my teeth than call you father.
What did I expect? Seems the daughters have turned out to be just in this world. Mora and status is everything. She thought she could blackmail me using her children and force me to grant her recognition and concessions?
Mother never asked a single thing of you. All she wished was for us to live a peaceful life.
It was you who personally brewed the poison of prejudice and sent Mother— Compared to that deadly poison, the 2 bullets that will soon pierce through your heart will be like sweet
And that's exactly why I said you're just as naive as her. Did you really think too— So let's see. What is stronger? Get them!
Tulip! There are too many of them!
It'll be okay. We'll cover each other, Iris. And Mother will be watching over us, too. You've lost.
To think I'd lose to my own—
We are no children of yours. And will never call that—
Then tell me, you lost your mother and will soon kill your father as well. What will you gain?
We will gain our long-awaited justice. It's over.
Finally, it's over. So, where will you—
I'm not too sure, Iris. Maybe somewhere with lots of flowers? After all, Mother always did love going where the blossoms were. What about you?
I want to go—
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Huh? Tulip, look!
What is it?
It's Mother's favorite. The rainbow rose. Look, it's blooming again.
Excellent! That was beyond mesmerizing. Even I didn't expect this scene to go so well. And all right, everyone. We've got a wrap for Tulip.
Congratulations, Ayaka and Chevrolet!
Thank you. I didn't expect our parts to wrap so quickly.
Paimon totally understands. Paimon's not ready to say goodbye to the— You were great too, Chevrolet. The way you said, long-awaited justice. It gave Paimon chin—
That is indeed my favorite line in the whole book. I still remember trying to act it—
Oh, Paimon would have never guessed—
Who doesn't like stories where the guilty are punished and justice prevails over evil?
Captain, I have something urgent to report.
Please excuse me, everyone. I'll be back in just a moment.
It's okay, don't worry about us.
Oh? Was she whisked away by work already? I was just about to—
It seemed like some urgent if—
Then perhaps we should thank the stars that we were able to wrap both of your parts so quickly today. Switching around the filming schedule would have been a real bit. Anyway, I actually came over to let everyone know that we're all done for And one last thing, Miss Ayaka. Your acting skills today were immaculate as always. Are you sure you won't consider taking up full-time acting?
Thank you for your kind words, Director Farina. Unfortunately, there are still many matters that I have to take care of back home at the Yashiro Commission. Nevertheless, I will make sure to treasure this incredible—
Oh, that's a shame. But I understand.
I believe it's also about time for me to take my leave. But hopefully I'll see you on set over the next few days. See you tomorrow,
Yep, see you tomorrow!
Oh, bye.
Well, what should we do next? Maybe we'll go with—
Traveler, Paimon, please come with me.
Huh?
You could say that our ship has finally chanced to—
Ouah, c'est loin. Je me demande en vrai si je devrais pas un peu zoomer sur ma cam. Parce qu'en vrai, tout ce qui est un peu là, ça sert à rien là aussi. Mettre un peu en plus gros. Je me pose des questions. Essayer d'améliorer un peu la qualité. Comme ça, je pourrais concentrer l'éclairage ici. Enfin, ici.
Paimon's exhausted. Paimon, so, Chevreuse, why did you take us here?
Affirmative. It wasn't anything conclusive, but have you ever heard of someone by the name of Emily?
Oh, you mean that famous
She's a good friend of mine. She's lent me her aid several times. After I discovered the rainbow rose at the scene of the murder, I sent it to her.
And then?
There was nothing remarkable about the flower or the trace amounts of soil left on. But according to Emily, the rainbow rose left by the killer was derived from a
Huh. Paimon didn't know that there were different varieties of rainbow rose.
Flowers that are deliberately cultivated will always show some different features from— We already knew that the rose left at the scene belonged to a special cult—
Oh, Paimon gets it now?
Precisely. And after we checked what we learned against some sales records from the past—
Really?
It's the novelist.
But didn't you say he had—
To be clear, I haven't changed my mind about him. I still don't think he was the one who pulled the— However, that doesn't mean the true culprit never visited him at his home or never purchased a rainbow— Whatever the case, we will have to confirm a number of things with him.
So you mean the next place—
Yes, we're going to pay him a visit at his home. That should be his house.
There are so many Gardamex stationed around the place.
According to what he told me last time we spoke, he hired them so he won't be
So there are a lot of flowers in his garden, but Paimon doesn't think we'll be able to—
Right. Which is exactly why I think there has to be a special
So—
Just wait here for now. I'd like—
But they're so far away—
Don't forget, Paimon. I'm actually the real-life captain of the Musketeers.
Pas mal.
All clear. Let's go.
Oh, wait! Paimon's a little nervous now that we know—
I'll go knock on the door and make sure it's safe inside. Once we're sure that we're—
But can't we just—
We still have no evidence that he's the killer. Still, it would be appreciated if you could pick a rainbow rose from his garden for me while I'm talking.
Sure, no problem.
Excuse me, Mr. Baptiste, are you home?
Who could it be at this hour?
Oh, it's you.
Would you mind accompanying me to the guard's headquarters, Mr. Baptiste? We would like to ask you some questions about a case.
Oh, is it still regarding...
I cannot confirm or deny that at this time.
So it is then.
Listen, I need you to come with...
Miss Chavras, I'll save you the trouble. Oh, and you two over there? There's no need for you to pick my flowers either. It's not time for them to bloom yet.
Oh! Okay.
By saving me the trouble, you mean...
I will confess. I was the...
Huh?
Please relax, everyone. I'm not armed. The musket you're looking for has been buried in my...
Then it's my responsibility to inform you, Mr. Baptiste, that everything you say right now...
Yes, I am...
I must say.
Oh? Is it because I confessed? Or because you...
Both, I suppose.
For the same reason as the one I wrote out in my novel. I know you haven't figured out the link between the two of us. Had you done so, I'd have been taken away to the headquarters a long time ago. But that won't stop me from always remembering his grotesque face.
Your mother is still healthy and well.
You know, I was adopted as a child. I was referring to my birth...
That was never recorded in the orphanage's records.
Please forgive a 6-year-old child for concocting some lies to protect himself after watching his mother die right in front of him.
So, your novel...
No, of course not. It was a work of fiction, but... I am indeed the illegitimate son of a wealthy and influential man.
But the man you killed didn't have a Mora to his name.
He was a hired assassin. An irredeemable beast who sank his fangs into a defenseless woman just for a few bags of Mora.
But if that's really the truth, you wouldn't be telling us any of this now. You still haven't managed to take revenge against your father.
I never thought I'd hear that kind of thing from the captain of the Special Security and
I'm simply skeptical about your...
It's simple, really. I've grown tired. You may have considered me too soft to pull the trigger. Well, as it turns out, you are exactly right.
So you're going to call a stop to your revenge, just like that?
The true mastermind is too rich and too powerful for me. I've accepted that I will never...
And so what? The characters in your book never gave up.
Now, Officer Chavras, I'm the one who has killed a man, aren't I?
What's your father's name? How do you plan to prove the veracity of all of your claims?
Well, I'd like to speak...
Sure. Why don't we speak privately at the guard's headquarters?
No, it has to be here. When I said won't be overheard, I would like to speak with you and you alone.
Thanks. I appreciate...
Please stay safe.
All right. Let's hear it.
Will you really believe what I'm about to say?
Well, that depends on what you're going to tell me.
Fair enough.
So that's how it's all connected.
So...
Do you want me to go public with this?
No, of course not.
Then why did you bother telling me?
You've read my work. What do you think? Even if you were to go public with all of this right now, Pete simply did... It's been too long. Almost 20 years. Anything that could be used as evidence has Justice will never find him.
Not if you don't try.
I know that as the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol, you will always... But... do you really think a cushy life in prison really constitutes justice for him? I bet he could lead an extreme...
What are you trying to say?
I've been observing you from a distance. Your portrayal of the Musketeer was exquisite. Pull the trigger of justice against him.
You want me to let you go so you may complete your revenge?
No, Officer Chavras. No. What I'd like
Oh, Shivra sure is taking her time. Oh, Paimon's worried. What if he decided to attack her? Oh, still. Do you have any idea who the rich person might be? And why the...
Sorry to keep you waiting, you two.
Hey, how did your talk go?
I've already sent someone to escort Baptiste back to the headquarters for questioning. He wasn't lying about the musket. It was indeed buried in his backyard.
But what about the name? Did he tell you?
Yes, he did. But for now, I'll probably be quite busy over the next few days, so apologies if you don't see me on set.
Alright, Paimon understands if you can't...
Actually, there's still something else I need your help with.
Ok. Acte 3 beaucoup plus court. Un peu moins de... Ouais, 20 minutes à peu près. Je vais me moucher, attendez. Voilà. Comme je me suis mute, le jeu forcément est parti. Ah, c'était pas considéré le lendemain.
Knock out the rest.
We haven't seen Shep... Well, guess there's no point in worrying about it now. Let's go join up with the others.
Ça ne fait toujours rien ce genre de bug. Je sais pas pourquoi.
Take it easy.
Good morning! Hayaka and I were just talking about you.
Is Chevres still...
Probably not. We haven't...
Huh? That's such a pity. Director Farina said that she even said that she'll get me into a couple scenes, so everyone will have a chance to shine in front of the camera.
We were also planning on having a victory feast once we're all finished filming. You can join us, right?
If only Chevros was here. I still haven't taken a photo with her.
I'm afraid that can't be helped. Those special patrol folks are like phantoms when they've got a case on their hands.
But to be honest, I'm even more concerned by what I read in the Steambird earlier this morning. It said that the killer...
Oh yeah, I heard about that too! He came forward and confessed his crimes, but we didn't know about this case at all when we joined the film. Is it going to affect the reception of our...
From a pure publicity standpoint, this will draw a lot more attention to our film. I have to say, though, that no director can be perfectly comfortable with garnering attention.
To be fair, I feel like that ship sailed the moment you allowed yourself to be named as the director.
It's not my fault that I'm super popular. What was that saying again? My popularity has,
Sunk to an all-time low?
spread to the four corners of...
Je vais essayer de faire tous les actes aujourd'hui. Comme ça, on se concentrera sur tous les mini-jeux. Normalement, je pourrais stream que jusque 22.
Excuse me,
Mais bon, comme je fais pas trop de bruit, je vais peut-être pouvoir étendre un peu plus.
Xavier! Feels like it's been ages since we last saw...
I've been talking non-stop with the Film Association, and I'm absolutely swamped trying to coordinate the film's marketing. So forgive me for not being around.
Oh, seems like you've been fighting your own...
Yes, that's... Oh, and before we begin the final round of filming, the original investor of our film, Mr. Morris.
A pleasure to meet you all.
Yes, glad to make your acquaintance, Mr. Morris. We've heard about the issues you've encountered with your
Oh, well, the situation has...
Don't worry, Mr. Morris. Accidents and last-minute challenges happen all the time. There's no need to blame. The good news is that we're almost done filming now.
Is that so?
All right, now that we've gotten all the pleasantries out, we'll mostly be filming typical people and scenery from the streets today to improve the sense of environmental ambiance in some parts. Oh, and there'll be a cameo for Mr. Kamisato and Miss Yoimiya as well. They'll be used to...
That's right. Ayato should be here any minute.
Excellent! Then let's start with the scenery shots. Camera and
Yep, we'll be ready.
Remember, all we need are some wide zoom shots of the streets. If you happen to find... Ready?
Je vais chercher le chargeur de mon téléphone.
Lights! Camera! Action!
Hop.
Okay, now move the camera slowly. Try to focus on that flower. What's wrong? Just adjust the focal length a bit. Something the matter? Huh? But wasn't it working fine? Veronique, can we try a different camera?
No problem. How about this one?
All right, let's give it another try. Lights! Don't tell me. Veronique, do we have any other spare...
I'm afraid we only...
What? Then go find a workshop to get them repaired.
On it.
Greetings, everyone. My apologies for the delay.
It seems like there are some issues with the filming equipment today.
I see.
Well, let's not just stand here twiddling our thumbs. Actors, to the makeup booth. We'll start on the next scene as soon as we get...
The people at the workshop told me that the part which holds the lens in place seemed to have fallen off. That's super...
Well, no time to dwell on that now. Ahem! Quiet on set! Places up...
By the way, have you heard about that recent murder case?
Yes, I have. It seems that they've caused quite the commotion in this...
I heard that the chief of the guards is so mad about not catching the culprit that he's about to explode.
Oh? I find that quite hard to imagine, considering how he already...
Director, we have a problem.
Oh, we're in the middle of a tape!
No, Director, our film, all the finalized film that we've been keeping in the case has disappeared.
Oh, wait, well, what?
Mr. Bono, please take me.
I'm coming too.
No, Yoimiya, you have... Oh. Okay, listen up. Everyone who's not working on this current scene can go with Bono to look unbelievable. How could all these problems happen in just...
We're back.
How did it go?
We found it in the sewers.
Huh? In the...
We discovered it just in time, so we should still be able to salvage it. The others are checking now to see if we lost any specific scenes.
You scared me for a moment. I really don't want to experience that feeling of despair.
Okay, but who could have stolen the film and dumped it there?
Could it be, some...
Like, if they wanted to.
Okay, we don't have time to really look into it right now. Let's strike...
Yeah, let's finish.
En soi, le gars, ça l'arrangerait bien que le film il sorte pas au moins, il aurait pas besoin de tout le payer.
I would like to officially announce that our entry to the festival, the Two Musketeers...
I'm honest.
Even though the filming process proved to be extremely challenging, everyone—
And just like director Farina, I would also like to extend my most heartfelt thanks to all—
All right, let's save the awards speech for later. Anyway, now it's time to party! Let's all make up—
Party! Party! Paimon wants to party! Whoa, this place is hopping. Everyone's finally getting to relax after wrapping up the film. Hey, Ayato! How's your work been going?
Everything went rather smoothly. Thank you for you.
Ayato told me that we've already confirmed the dates for some Inazuma Fontaine cultural exchange events. So the next time we visit, we'll be doing so in our capacities as the representatives of the yacht.
Oh, that's great! Then maybe Paimon will be
C'est bien
able
qu'ils
to
mettent un peu
find
de
Fontaine detective novels in Inazuma. Oh, wait. Wouldn't Yaimiko get
de
upset
trucs entre les régions.
That would be stealing some of her business. You've got a point. She's always complaining that light novels have been—
The cultural exchange won't only feature literatures of both nations, of course. We have also made plans for cross-cultural engagements in the fields.
Whoa!
When the time comes, be sure to visit and participate in all the events.
Allez, calme, forcément au buffet.
Oh, my darling clapper loader, and
Paimon thinks you worked even harder than us. Honestly, worst of all, Paimon started having dreams of you shouting, "Light!"
hey, if anything, shouldn't I be more grand and delightful in your dreams?
That's not Paimon's fault.
Anyway, what's most important is that we wrapped the film. Hey, no need to mention the—
Wait, now that you mention it, if we did win the prize, would Farina
come on, I don't need that kind of attention.
So, just imagine! Farina accepting the Farina Award!
I'm going back to my dessert.
Hey, you two.
Are you not really into these kinds of big
Not particularly. But this is still better than Fontaine Bank.
But if this film becomes a big hit, people will definitely—
Yes, that's highly likely. As long as the film can premiere as planned.
Are you still worried about the case?
That and all the obstacles we had to face today.
You're right. It's as if—
But why today of all days? No, it's nothing. We've already delivered the film to the editors, so there should be—
How are you doing, Mr. Morris? You having a good time?
Well, you could say that. Do you happen to know—
Judging by how much fun everyone's having, is there something that you still—
Oh, well, I'm just not a late night person, so—
Oh no! Silly me.
Oh, what is—
I prepared a whole batch of fireworks for the party, but I forgot to—
Fireworks, you say? That's,
Could you help me carry them over, Mr. Morris? I won't be able to fetch all of them by myself.
Me? Are you sure that—
I just wanted to make this a surprise for everyone. We're pretty pleased, Mr. Morris. These are some of the best fireworks I've ever made. So—
but—
It's okay, just come with me. If we're sneaky enough— The warehouse is right over here. I moved the fireworks there in advance, so it shouldn't be too much work bringing them back.
It's still a ways away from the party.
Sorry about that, Mr. Morris. It's probably because I'm used to carrying It's dark in here. Wait here, Mr. Morris. I think the light switch should be somewhere over here.
Why did I have to get roped into this? What was that? Who's there? Get me out! Get me out of here!
Did you really think you'd get away, Morris?
You've got the wrong guy. It wasn't me. I'm not the killer.
You know, Eliza died a far more heroic death than this. She fought your assassin to the end, to save the children she had hidden beneath the floorboards. That is Eliza's pendant. The one with a photo of you two inside. The one you gave her. Ring any bells?
It's a fake! It has to be! There's no way!
No way your assassin didn't destroy it, you mean? Did you ever love her, Morris? Or was killing her always the plan?
No, please. Listen to me. I told Eliza to keep us a secret. I paid her plenty for her silence. I never thought she'd keep the child. Everything was gonna come out, and I had no choice. She forced my hand. No! I'm begging you. I have money. Just name your price, please.
You can keep your Mora, and you can go to hell.
Ah, c'est le pistolet factice.
I'm Captain Shovraz of the Special Patrol. Morris, you're under arrest for Eliza's murder.
Huh?
Hmm? You're under arrest too, prop manager Veronique. Or perhaps I should call you the Second Musketeer.
Oh, le retournement de situation.
This wasn't in the script.
Drop the gun, Veronique.
Why? Why would you keep me from exacting revenge on this
Drop your weapon. This is my final...
What is going on?
Do I have to spell it out for you, Morris? Everything that took place just now was staged to get you to confess the truth. But this last part is all improv.
Shovraz, you told us you wanted us to help you stage a play. You never said...
It's because even I had no way to confirm my theory until... Thank you for your performance, Yoimiya. Could I trouble you to go and bring in the other Special Patrol members? They should... Oh, and please tell the other cast members not to worry about us. We'll be rejoining them shortly.
On it!
Alors, on était au courant, mais sans être au
What do you
courant.
think,
C'est
Morris?
fou ça.
Care to talk about what happened 20 years ago? My patience is limited, you know. Don't force me to take you back to the interrogation room. With the recording we made, you have no chance of winning in court.
All right. I'll talk. I hired an assassin to murder Eliza. She once worked as a maid on my family's estate. She was very beautiful, and after some time, we kept our relationship a secret and carried out an affair for some time, but if my parents ever found out, they would have stripped me of my inheritance and I also didn't expect Eliza to insist on bringing the pregnancy to term. She even asked me to leave my family and travel far, far away with her.
She believed that you were truly in love with her.
I didn't have a choice. I gave her a large sum of Mora, told her to leave the family and to get rid of the baby. But then years later, she sent me a letter. There were photos of 2 children, and she even asked if I could find some time to visit them.
Huh? 2 children?
Even if she had the children against your will, you could have just ignored the letter entirely. Why kill?
I had just gotten engaged to be married to an heiress from another wealthy family. So if anyone were to find out about Eliza, my life would be completely ruined. I didn't...
No. You always had a choice. You just made the wrong...
Do you know how it feels to watch your mother be killed right in front of you? My brother and I were hardly even school age yet. We were hidden beneath the floorboards, grasping each other's hands like a lifeline. We were so terrified. All we could do was to watch Mother try to fight back, and then collapse to the floor. Even after the assassin left, we were still too terrified to leave our hiding spot. We thought that he might come back. But she had already become cold and stiff to the touch.
You made up your mind right then and there to bring this case to light.
Not only that, we resolved to get our revenge.
And that's why you became the Musketeers.
No, that's why I became a musketeer. The man from before was also killed by me. My brother...
I figured as much. I once told these two that he didn't look like a killer to me. His confession from that night also rubbed me the wrong way. I think what really tipped me off was, how could I not feel a sense of regret in him?
Huh?
He confessed faster than any criminal I've ever met, but he didn't say a single word about you. He insisted that he was the sole perpetrator in the case. But after the questioning ended, I disassembled the musket we dug up from his backyard, put it in front of him, and told him to reassemble it. Wanna guess how far he got? He had no idea where to even start. He's never touched a gun. Based on that, I determined that he was not acting alone. He only surrendered himself to draw our attention and create a moment of opportunity. And as expected, the second musketeer followed us without hesitation once she saw Morris get separated. Besides, why else would he call the novel The Two Musketeers?
But how did you know it was Veronique?
I figured it out the moment Baptiste told me his father's name. That so-called financial crisis was all just a ruse. He just wanted to sign up as the investor and then leave the film without any source of funding. After all, he has a vested interest in minimizing the reach of this story. It's really just the same thing as what he did to Eliza all those years ago.
Human scum.
But then Xavier pulled out all the stops and got the film made against all odds. Morris couldn't have that. With the killer in custody, he figured it was safe to act. And so he came to visit the set today, just as I expected.
Wait, so you were behind all those mishaps today?
As for the identity of the second musketeer, I assumed they'd probably stay close to Morris and look for an opening. And if they already knew that Morris was the film's investor, then that narrowed the list of potentials. Furthermore, being the props manager would allow the culprit to avoid scrutiny by purchasing mechanical parts in the name of the crew. With that hypothesis in mind, I went back to check Baptiste's orphanage adoption records. Guess whose name I saw on the same page, just a few lines.
My brother.
As in, he trusted me to perform the deed on his...
He trusted you to stand on the...
I am.
I thought you could do it as well. Oh, the look on your face when you told him to go to hell. You know what he has done. Are you telling me that you'd rather see him spend the rest of his... I will never be able to forget the feeling of my mother's cold.
I won't lie, Veronique. I did hesitate when your brother first told me about the truth. I wondered. I agonized over whether I should really put a bullet in his head.
So why don't you?
Because that should never be how justice is cared. Perhaps, to you, justice is simply reciprocated. An eye for it, but everyone has their own understanding of justice. If everyone were to pursue their... Today, you'll kill Morris. And tomorrow, his children may come for you. The world cannot render judgments based on a desire for revenge. That will only lead to a cycle of revenge. Fontaine is founded on a set of laws and a standardized code of justice. But with all that said, I will promise you this.
Chevreuse? The rest of the special patrol is here.
Thank you so much, Yoimiya. Letelier, Terena, please take them away.
I still can't agree with your reasoning.
I know.
Justice has not been delivered. At least...
Chevreuse.
Let's go. We should give an explanation to the crew. Thank you for your concern. I'm fine. I'm just thinking about the things in life that have driven people to...
Who would have thought Morris would turn out to be...
I'm just glad that you're all safe and sound. Who knew that such a labyrinth...
Well, what should we do now? We have a finished film, of course, but should we still go...
What do you mean? Shouldn't you be even more motivated to spread the word?
Chiori is right. I'd also like more people to see this story for themselves.
But the real ending of the story seems to have deviated somewhat from the one in the script.
The call is yours. We still have time to reshoot an ending if...
No, it's fine as is. I like what we have. Romanticism is what gives works of art their appeal. Fiction is able to explore means just like the real world. The world of stories also has its own set of rules and justice.
Sounds good to me.
What about Veronique? Will she be okay?
She will soon face her judgment alongside her brother and, if I had to guess, they'll probably all be sent to the fortress of Meripede.
Oh, you mean that kind of heads up?
Exactly.
Ahem. All right, then the matter's settled. Now that everything's been taken care of, let's get back to the feast and enjoy each other's company. You should join us, Chevres. You missed the first few hours of the party, didn't you?
All right.
Then I'll wait for you over there. There's still some good news that I'd like to share with Chevres.
Traveler, Paimon, could you wait for me by the sea after the party ends? I'd like to go on a brief walk with the two of you. Thank you very...
Bien d'accord. Mais du coup, il n'y a pas de feu d'artifice. Et ça me déçoit.
Sorry for the wait.
Oh, we weren't waiting long.
No, I don't have anything new to share. I just felt that since you were my investigation traveler, how would you have responded to Baptiste's request if you were in my shoes? Is that so? When I was young, my father often took me here to swim. We'd come rain or shine. Even when it was he told me that swimming was the best activity to train one's strength of will. You could never give up before reaching the shore, especially when the water...
Oh? Why is that?
Because the moment you give up would be the moment you die. At that point, I still hadn't received my vision. One winter, the chilly wind felt almost like knives on my skin, and the seawater was so frigid that it numbed my toes the moment I stepped. I cried and begged my father to spare me from having to swim across, but he wouldn't listen. He used to be a member of the Special Patrol as well.
That sounds awful.
When he saw that I wouldn't stop crying, he just picked me up and tossed the bone-chilling cold, took away my senses. I couldn't feel anything but fear and rage. I waited for my father to save me, but one look and I knew he'd already started swimming for the opposite shore. I realized that if I were to give up, I used all of my strength to try and catch up to my father. Those few minutes felt longer than my whole life up until that point. I've never felt afraid about anything in my life after that, nor have I ever cried again.
That way of teaching would have never worked on Paimon.
Yeah, I don't think that was the right method for anyone. It's just that, working now as I am in the pursuit of justice, I still sometimes feel like I've been tossed into...
Chevres.
But the worse I feel, the more I know to never give up. The alternative would be to forever lose my... Anyway, how about a race? Neither of us will drown, but we can still see who swims faster.
You guys go ahead! Paimon will grab...
Même qu'avec Fontaine, elle peut faire ça.
Final warning. Oh, that felt good.
You were so fast in the water, Chevres. You were swimming even so, about the Special Patrol.
Partly, but I'd say I was more inspired by the heroes I read about in stories growing up.
Oh, so it's due to your love of stories.
Of course, It was only after I joined the Special Patrol that I learned that truth is often... Come on, let's... To be honest, I do sometimes question whether the decisions I make are the right ones. But I know that no matter what, I must keep swimming. Because the only thing I've got my eyes on is the shore in the distance.
On revient à la maison de l'auteur là.
Thank you for coming on this walk with me. I feel a lot better after getting all that off my chest.
Huh. We're nearly back at Baptiste's house.
Huh. You're right. I didn't realize we were...
He really did plant a lot of flowers. It's just...
Huh? Wait. The rainbow roses in the garden. They're in...
Patienter 2 jours. Mais avant de patienter 2 jours, je vais aller faire pipi. Hop. Donc, je reviens. Je vous laisse avec Furino.
Tea parties are a must for the well-mannered. If you'd like to learn the proper etiquette, I'd be happy to teach you.
Enjoyed the Fontaine Festival.
Boring! Isn't there anything else more interesting to do?
Ok. Elle apparaît le jour, elle disparaît la nuit. Chill. T'as elle. Bah, c'est là. Super.
Hey there, you two. Sorry I've been scarce. I've been buried in marketing and prepare.
You weren't ceremonious today, right? Paimon wonders if we'll win the Farino.
I'd give it a 90% chance.
Farina! Oh, Paimon didn't know you were already here.
I'm sure the others will also be here in no time.
What? But we don't even know if we're going to win. I wouldn't want to jinx her.
Just open your eyes! You've also had conversations with the Opera House's operating staff, right? Didn't they want with the Mora you've made from the box office, you can now open your very own film?
But that's all credit to my amazing crew. You've all helped to make this a reality, so I can't be the only one asked to come up.
Well, give it some thought. I'm sure the crew will respect your choice.
All right, but before that, Traveler and Paimon, could I trouble you to quickly pay a visit to the Fortress of Meripede?
Huh? But shouldn't we stay for the awards?
I wanted to ask you two to invite Shavraz to join us at the ceremony. She's one of the lead roles after all. I haven't been able to find her recently, so according to the papers, the culprits of the Mousquet murder case will be personally escorted today by the captain of the special...
Oh, Paimon gets it now. Yep, just wait here, Xavier, and maybe try to come up...
All right, then I'll leave...
Bon bah on va chercher Chevreuse. Ah oui, c'est vrai. Dans le bureau de Vriosley. Dans le bureau du duc. Vriosley. Hydrogranum.
This is as far as I'll be taking them. I'll leave the three of them.
Got another errand to run?
Something like that. I'm expected at a party.
Now that's something you don't hear every day. Found a new pastime?
No, it's just a special occasion.
Shavraz! Risley!
Festivals really do bring people together. It's been a while since I last had so many visitors at the fortress.
Call it the festival spirit, I guess.
Yeah, you could say that. Even our head nurse has gotten herself all worked up preparing super deluxe nutritious shakes. Just one.
Were you talking about work just now?
We've already finished discussing everything. So?
I believe I haven't yet made any promises or guarantees.
But you also didn't shoot me down. Here, how about this? You could give everyone a copy of the newspaper. Perhaps on the day when the cover story happens to, oh, I don't know, expose a certain someone's misdeeds from...
I suppose then a certain someone may soon find...
While another two people will soon be hailed as heroes.
Speaking of heroes, did you two need something from me?
Oh, actually...
You're here to invite me to the party, right? Don't worry, I didn't...
Ooh, then let's head back right away! See you, Risley! Happy Fontaine!
And the same to you.
Yep. Du coup, on y retourne. Je n'ai plus de musique. Je crois que j'ai pas mis la boucle.
The Farina Award for the first Fontanalia Film Festival is...
Je fais de la merde.
The Two Musketeers!
Elle est stylée l'affiche. En vrai, elle est stylée.
Congratulations, Mr. Xavier.
We won? I can't believe it!
See? My takes on Fontaine's entertainment industry.
Now, please welcome to the stage the producer of The Two Musketeers.
Thank you all so much for...
Time really flies, huh?
It certainly feels that way. It feels like it was only yesterday when you were...
Will you come back to Fontaine again?
Of course. I'm very fond of the city. There's so many novel and but how about you?
I can't say the thought has crossed my mind before, but I'd be willing to
I will be eagerly awaiting your visit. It would be wonderful if you could visit my home and enjoy a taste of our tea and desserts.
Yeah, let's keep in touch.
Did you accomplish all you came here for?
Yes. And you should visit Inazuma again.
How has Ogura and her business been?
To my knowledge, she's doing quite well.
Tell her I said hi.
I certainly will.
I heard the thunderstorm has stopped.
Yes, and the war has also been brought to an end.
I quite like the sound of that. Perfect for hanging textiles out to dry.
I'd like to offer my thanks again to the entire cast and crew. With the support of my entire crew, I would like to officially announce our film company, Mousquetier Pictures.
Then in that case, let's please welcome all the members of Musketeer Pictures onto the stage for...
Oh, Paimon didn't know we'd also be taking pictures.
Director Farina, I believe you are the most deserving person to...
No.
It's an honor the director deserves.
Yes, I agree. Just accept that you're not getting out of this.
Ready, everyone? 3, 2, 1...
Musketeer Pictures!
En vrai, stylé la photo. Furina qui tient Furina. And voilà. Oh, le tableau. On va pouvoir l'accrocher dans notre maison. Et on a tout fait. Toutes les quêtes. Bon, le dernier acte était forcément plus court. Ça, cette arme-là. On augmente l'attaque de 12%. Mais ce n'est pas tout. En gros, on peut avoir 12% de dégâts en plus en fonction du nombre de 1000 usines qu'on a aidées au village. Donc là, c'est les mini-jeux, tout ça. Oui, Mia chevreuse. Ici, il y a Furina. Mais où sont passés Ayaka et Ayato?
Miss Yoimiya, we haven't had the chance to talk, but...
Oh, but I feel like...
I'm very grateful for your assistance, Stern. It was always going to be somewhat risky. You're only a civilian and have never been trained to act in...
Don't say it like that. As the director's assistant, it was my duty to help out the crew. However, I have to admit, though, my heart was thumping super hard the entire time I was laying on the...
You did great.
Oh, and before I forget, if you ever visit Inazuma, please come and pay a visit to Naganohara Fireworks. I'll make some fireworks.
I'm guessing.
Telling you now would ruin the surprise. If you really want to see it, just...
Bah ouais, y a pas Ayaka et Ayato.
Lady Farina, please allow me to take just one more photo of you. I would also love to get...
Hey, I've had enough of the camera.
But Lady Farina, you are the best director I've ever met. Come, the brightest star of our land. Show us your light.
Well, I'm flattered. All right. I'll humor you and try a few more different poses.
Pas grand chose pour la flatter.
But I don't have to hold the trophy, right?
Of course. You may pose however you... Thank you so much.
Oh, c'est con, je voulais parler à Ayaka et Ayato. Savoir ce qu'ils avaient pensé de tout ça. Même Shiori est pas là. Bah merde.
Take it easy.
Quartier Narponné. Cours de Fontaine. Bon, c'est dommage. Shiori est là.
it's you. Is there something I can help you with? Interested in our couture services? Thanks to you, we were also able to... There's no need to be humble. You've done far more than what you give. I am merely a but when you run a business, it's... You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Xavier's over the moon now that he's actually... The demand for couture at my boutique... Looks like I'm one step closer. Anyway, you will always be welcome, okay?
Donc où pourrait bien se trouver Ayaka et Ayato. Un chat, putain de chat. Parce que c'est bien de pouvoir parler au perso. Je trouve. Mais à chaque fois ils disparaissent. Je ne sais pas. C'est ce qui manque le plus à Genshin, les persos jouables qu'on peut rencontrer. Bon après ils ont des tenues non plus qui passent pas inaperçues donc je pense que je les verrai. À moins que mon jeu ne processe pas les persos à une certaine distance. Ça arrive. Moi je veux juste les voir. Bon, ils n'ont pas l'air d'être là. Oh, il y a des recettes. Recette consommée. Oh, du cassoulet. Baguette à l'ail. Velouté de champignons. Foie gras de Fontaine. Ok. Non bah ils sont pas là. Bon c'est triste, c'est les seuls qui manquent. Le seul endroit où je verrais qu'ils sont, ce serait... Soit là parce qu'Ayato a dit qu'elle était avec... Enfin, qu'il passait du temps avec une nouvellette. Liutex. Bon alors là on les a vus la première fois au port. En dessous. Non bah ils sont pas là. Dommage. Je sais pas combien de temps ils vont rester les persos, souvent ils restent pas longtemps. Bon ils sont encore là. Bon allez, il est temps d'arrêter. Hop. Bon c'était un stream bien sympathique, on aura fait tout l'événement, tous les quêtes, enfin tout l'événement, juste les quêtes. Mais il était vraiment cool. J'ai pas retenu le nom de comment il s'appelle, faudrait que je le mette. Parce que là j'ai juste marqué événement à Fontaine. Mais ouais, il était vraiment bien. J'ai bien aimé l'histoire, tout ça. Il y avait un peu d'action. Un peu dommage qu'on joue pas un peu plus chevreuse. Mais c'était cool en vrai. Tac. Là je vous mets le lien du YouTube pour avoir toutes les rediffusions de live et sur YouTube. Et 96 VOD. Et le Twitter pour être averti des lives. Voilà. Demain il y a une mage sur Honkai, mais demain matin je ne pourrai pas stream. Parce que le petit chat là qui a débarqué chez moi il y a 2 mois, 3 mois maintenant. 2 mois. 2 mois, c'était en octobre. Je vais au vétérinaire faire vacciner. Demain matin. Enfin faire son rappel de vaccin. Jeudi matin je pouvais pas stream. Après si je peux stream c'est si j'arrive à monter avant 20h. Du coup là je peux stream. Mais c'est jamais sûr. Alors c'est pour ça suivez-moi sur Twitter que moi quand je stream je mets une annonce. Après vous pouvez aussi venir me follow sur Twitch. Sur Twitch vous pouvez activer les notifications de live. Et puis voilà. Sur ce je vous souhaite une bonne soirée, une bonne nuit. Et puis je vous dis à la prochaine. Allez ciao ciao.